everybody. Hope you're doing well. I'm going to play part of this video of this lady what happened, and I think that as a lot of people hit hard times, every time you look up, it's a layoff. It's a layoff. It's every time you look up. I want to hear about hiring people able to get a job, a decent paying job that can pay a livable wage, and I would like to hear about the jobs lasting more than a couple of months. Because it's crazy. People can't afford to survive. So I think what she did, a lot of people may be doing this out of sometimes it's greed, sometimes it's desperation. But listen to her story and let's learn to think things through. Yo, it's not, it, you tell me, was it worth it? And here we go.
Hey guys, so I am going to do a story time about the time that I got the letter from the Attorney General's office with EBT and got food stamp fraud. So back in 2018, I had 3 children, 2 of which I had with my my first kid's dad. He was incarcerated at the time, and so I was receiving EBT. I was receiving daycare assistance because I was working, and I was not claiming that my second kid's father was living in my household because I was only getting daycare on 2 of the kids and food stamps on 2 of the kids. I didn't feel like I was doing anything wrong, but I definitely was. They investigated me from 2018 to 2019. They had all kinds of evidence that my spouse lived with me. They had pictures of my car, pictures of my Facebook, pictures of us eating at McDonald's. Literally, when I requested the information that they had on me, they sent me a stack like this big, full of documentation of like this attorney general investigator had followed me around for a year, gaining information. I was turned in. Someone got mad at me and turned me in. I did agree to pay all of the money back because if I didn't, they were going to press criminal charges on me, and that would have definitely ruined mine and my children's life.
I want you to listen to what the amount is. Unbelievable.
It ended up being like $20,000 in EBT and daycare assistance. Any assistance that I ever received, I had to pay back. So, like I said, it was like $19,000 and some change. I definitely learned my lesson, and I can never get food stamps again, which is fine. Hopefully I don't ever come into a situation where I need them again. I definitely learned my lesson. I don't really know what else to address other than if you're doing this, is it really worth the risk?
No. Now, I've seen her before, and basically it appears that based on what she was saying, that she didn't give all the information. I guess she wasn't honest because she mentioned that she had a live-in boyfriend, and the boyfriend was living in the house and working, and she didn't account for him. And she did some kind of post on her social media about, how they split the bills up. That was on her social media about how they split the bills up in their household. Okay? And so in doing so, I think that may have played a part. Because I saw it. And it was like, who's we? So yeah. So it sounds like when she did that post, he was still living there, and so she did not report him, the current boyfriend, as living in her home, and as also as one that's working. So it sounds like to me, by her leaving him out, chances are, if she had maybe listed him in his income, that maybe she wouldn't have qualified. But yeah, so I saw a post of her saying, "This is how we split our bills," and it's her and the boyfriend. So I've seen again more of her video, and it sounds like she mentioned that that she kind of sounds like she didn't tell them about him, and that's where it began. If you also notice, she said that someone got mad at her and did what? Turned her in. Someone turned her in, and as a result, they've been investigating her for a year. Social media, it kind of reminds me of like those rappers that, let's say someone is unalive, they may lose their life, something like that, those rappers, and then they'll do a rap song, and it's like, so you're rapping about details that only the killer or the police would know. Only you would know if you were there, and maybe the popo. So how would you know what the popo know? Nobody else does. Maybe you did that. Kind of dumb, isn't it? Kind of really, really dumb. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh yeah, but let me tell you what he was doing. Like, he was sitting up there, Shaw was up there chilling, and he had on these, Adidas and everything, and he was really decked out. He had on his army pants and a yellow shirt with some black writing on it. The jacket he had on was a size XL, but he was a real short dude, and he had like $3,000, 3,000 bands in his pocket, and then one pocket only had a $5 bill up in it. And you know what? I think it went down at exactly 3:11 and 07 seconds. That's what I'm saying. Then they look up behind the stove. That's what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Behind the stove. That's what I'm saying. He got down. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm really into details, man. And then you look up. All I gotta do is go. Hey, where was it located? Okay, so he said what? 3:11 and 07 seconds. You have a tape? And all I gotta do was rewind to 3:11:07 p.m. And then, hey, there isn't that the dude that's rapping on the video? Yeah, that's him. It's like, gee, how would you know the exact time down to the second that this happened? Because the idiot was there. So this right here, I mean, it's not funny either part, but it's like, wow, people really do tell themselves. And sometimes people do this. But my question was, okay, so how did anyone else know that you were getting this, I guess, food stamp assistance and something about the daycare with the children? You must have had a loose lip and you sank your ship. So someone got mad and they told on her, obviously, and now they got the social media. And I was like, man, I did see that post about her. This is how we do our bills. So it sounds like when she reported for the benefits that maybe it was just her and then the children. But in actuality, and the social media gives her up because it's her and the boyfriend and the children. Once again, loose lips sink ships. But here's the thing I want to mention. I think a lot of people, when they get into a bind, like now the economy is bad and jobs laying off, I think a lot of people may become desperate and think, oh, I got to do something. I have got to do something. And then in her case, may apply for some benefits and kind of leave out a little bit of information. And the next thing, oh, I got this. Oh, we're doing okay because, well, I'm doing fine because, I got a food stamp account, so I'm doing fine. So that has me save money on the light bill. And so he's working. And so you're running your mouth and don't know you are the mouth of the South. And then next thing you know, you got a letter from the AG's office. Girl, they're not playing with you. $20,000. Now she's lucky because I've heard of women in the BC particular who didn't even get $20,000. One lady, they said she got like 7,000. Oh, she went to jail. So keep that in mind. She 20,000. I'm like, wait a second. I heard about a lady. This was years ago. She had gotten over $7,000 and went to jail, and it was food stamp fraud. It wasn't nothing. It was food stamp fraud. 7 bands. So this here $20,000, that would, in my mind, definitely reach the felonious level. Not that I said I want her to go to jail, but keep in mind, again, just my opinion, a lot of times when things happen, there's what I consider selective prosecution. You understand what I'm saying? I'm like, $20,000, I'm surprised you don't have a jumpsuit. But guess what? It could be an issue where there are so many people doing this. They're like, you know what? Just make them pay it back. Just make them pay it back. It's not even worth it. And I think with this economy, we may see more of this. Man, there are stories of like people unaliving their grandparents or their parents, and you look up, it's grown people in the house here, they're all employed. And Mima's gone. She, her demise is at their hands. And what do you think happened? Just like Dusty Dan, standing with his grandmother. Oh, she got out of the bathtub and she fell down. Okay, so, but when she fell down and she hit her head and she died, why do you call 911? Well, like, dude, I like put him in the freezer, man. Why you put your grandma in the freezer? Really? Makes me think that maybe she didn't just fall down getting out the bathtub. Makes me think that maybe you may have pushed her. Why did you not call 911? And what happened? It was only me, Ma, and Dusty Dan in the house, and he was sitting up there. The direct deposit for that check was still hit, and he was still living in that place with me, Ma, in the freezer. That was probably the only way he'd get his own place, because they talked about him. He seemed like a problem person, so that's why they put him on the elderly. I call that elderly abuse, when you put a violent criminal family member on them. But yeah, she got a letter from the attorney general with food about her food stamp deal. So I think as time get hard and people are just, I mean, it's. I look at this and you can't win. I think more of this, unfortunately, will happen. I do. I'm afraid more of this will happen. But let me tell you, it's not worth it. And like I said, I've seen people. I haven't seen person, but it was like on the news. So I have, seen people on the news and social media. Man, food stamp fraud. Go for less. Go to jail. Go to prison. One chick got 17,000 in food stamps. Clank clank. So she didn't just get a letter. No, she got jail time. So I think she got off lucky. So now think, you have to just think things through. How is she going to pay back? What kind of payment plan is that? $20,000. And it looks to me that she might be in her garage in her house. They may put a lien on it. But $20,000, if you were in a bind where you really needed those food stamps, or maybe she thought it was an easy come up, what are you gonna do? It wasn't even worth it. What do you pay back? $20,000, maybe a couple hundred a month. So yeah, let me know what you all think. But I think a lot of people, as times get hard, they're going to engage in these practices, trying to survive. Some people will do it. Hey, sometimes because of greed. I don't know what her reasonings are, but I think a lot of people get desperate. But this here, so she got the letter to pay back. Keep in mind, some people have committed these crimes. With lesser amount received in benefits and going to jail. The name went from Keisha Jones to my name is inmate number 784912382. So yeah, I think due to desperation, we may see more of this. There are situations now, you've seen people, they've got a good paying job. Ooh, yeah, and the husband and wife got laid off at the same time. Ouch. And all the money. Now, never mind the fact that in some states, the illegal immigrants are getting like $13,000 in food stamps. I still can't wrap my mind around that. I wonder, is that person flying back to a little village and feeding some other folk? How do you? What kind of refrigerator do you have? That's another thing. That was in, I believe, New York. $13,000 in food stamps, and they've got a thing called EBT cash. It's a 2-in-1 hookup. Why do you need? You getting the cash and the food? Food. I mean, I can't believe that receipt. EBT food stamp allowance, and then an EBT cash amount, and the cash amount is around $5,000. Dang. But see, the Americans, when you hit hard times, good luck. When the Americans hit hard times, good luck. Unbelievable. Anyway, thanks for watching. Feel free to comment, like, subscribe, and share. Be alert, be aware, y'all. It's getting hard out there, and I'm out.